everybody, welcome back to Singly Loving. I'm Kate, and this channel is about my journey as a single foster parent. I hope to encourage you if you're a foster parent, if you know someone who's a foster parent, or you're thinking about becoming a foster parent. I hope you're encouraged and you learn something from my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about things that I wish I had known before I became a foster parent. Or maybe you can think about it as things nobody tells you about becoming a foster parent. Okay, so number one is you will have no clue what's coming. You can prepare yourself so much and you can think you know all the different scenarios and all the different reasons that kids come into care, but the reality is that every situation is incredibly unique, and the caseworkers you work with are incredibly unique and they're human, and so every case is going to be so different and you will not know what's coming. I think naturally, just as humans, we want to think ahead and try to plan and think that we know what might happen, but we don't. You have no clue what's happening, and in a lot of ways as a foster parent you don't have very much control over the circumstances either. So that goes from everything from who the kid is that comes into care and how they come into care, all the way through having them in your home and the court's decision at the end. Number two is how it would affect my family and my extended family. This is one that has been kind of difficult emotionally, not like in a bad way difficult, but really growing for me. Honestly, I didn't even realize how much it would affect my my parents and my siblings, but it's affected people all the way down to aunts and uncles and things like that, people that have reached out to me to talk to me about what they think of me doing in really good ways. Everybody has been so supportive and so wonderful, but I guess when I first started doing this, I thought it was oh, this is something my family supports it, they get it, they totally get it, and so it's just kind of my own thing that I'm doing and I have their support. But in reality, when I had especially a baby in my home for a long time, that child became part of our family for a short time, but he was part of our family, and there's a lot of different dynamics that went on that I guess I don't know, even I can't explain it or I can't justify it. I just didn't think about how having a child in my home for a long time, as long as I did, which was the 6 months has been the longest, that it would really affect my siblings. If you saw my video with my sister, you saw she was in tears thinking about the little guy that I had and how sweet and precious he was and how fun it was when she came and visited and got to meet him. And because he was so much like mine, I had him since birth, he was also very much like her nephew, and I can't speak for my parents whether they felt like he was their grandchild, but he was part of our family, and I didn't expect that he would feel so much like family. So going forward in the future, I think I have definitely a better perception of where my foster kids fit into our larger family dynamics, and I want to be more careful not to just assume that they maybe don't care. Maybe that's the way I thought of it at first, oh, it doesn't really affect them. I mean, yeah, they support me, they're happy for me, I'll send them a few pictures from now and then, but for the most part, I live out of state from them and I'm doing this on my own. But that's not true. They were doing it with me, and I didn't recognize that like I should have at first. Number three is realizing how much it would hurt to say goodbye. And it hurts because you love with all that you have, and it's supposed to hurt. I probably heard that. It was probably one of those things in training or in conversations with people before I was a foster parent that, since I didn't have a category for it in my brain, I didn't really know what they meant, but now I do. And it was something I guess I wish I had known it before I became a foster parent, just because it was so surprising when it happened. But you really do, for me at least, I loved with all I had, and that was completely appropriate, and that was what I needed to do, and that's what these kids needed, and I fell in love, and it hurts so much when they go. despite where they're going next, sometimes it's really, really great where they're going next, and sometimes it's a little like, ooh, okay, I have no say, and that hurts a little bit. So yeah, how much it would hurt, how much I would love at the same time. So number 4 is, I didn't know how much I would really need other foster parents for support. I was so thankful before I actually was licensed and became a foster parent for the other foster parents in my life. But once I had children in my home, it kind of was bumped to a different level of needing them to, like needing other foster parents to really understand the craziness that goes on in the world of foster care, and to be there for support, and to be there to listen and to cry with and to laugh with, and to support me in ways that really only other foster parents understand, as much as other people who love me so much. They really try, and they know as much as they can know, but without doing it, there's just some things that another foster parent can naturally come alongside and help me with, sometimes without me even needing to ask. So number 5 is how much foster parenting would change me, and change me for the better. I think a lot of people would say that parenting changes them and changes them for the better. And for me, my experience as parenting has been foster parenting. And so foster parenting has really changed me and stretched me and grown me and all of those things for the better. And I think one of the biggest reasons, if I could like boil it down to maybe why that has been the case in my life, is that being a foster parent is not about me at all. And I'm speaking from my own experience as a foster parent. I think other people might say this about being a parent in general. It's not about you. But it's not about me at all. It's all about the kids. And making something so significant in my life all about the other person has changed me for the better. And that's wonderful. I'm really excited about that, and how I'm moving forward and who I am today. That's different than the Kate that I was a year and a half ago. Okay, so number 6 is that I didn't know that I would feel like a mom and not just a foster mom. I honestly, the day I went to pick up the little baby boy from the hospital, the first baby that I had, I did not think of myself as a mom, like at all. I thought of myself as a caretaker and a person who loved kids and someone who was at most a foster parent, but it was probably like weeks before I even referred to myself when I would speak about what I'm doing, or if somebody would ask me if I'm a mom and things like that. It was weeks before I even referred to myself as a mom and say, yes, I am a mom. And other foster parent friends, they really helped me with that, and they corrected me when I'd say, well, I'm a foster mom. Like, no, you're not, Kate, you're a mom. And I think that encouragement and starting to refer to myself as a mom, even though it was so weird, I was like, overnight I became a mom. Most people get 9 months to prepare for this. And now I'm like, I feel like I had this new identity, kind of like a new sub-identity or something. But I was a mom, and I did feel like a mom. And the longer I went on doing it, I did feel like a mom. And so now I pretty confidently say in most situations, there's the random situation where it's just not worth going into the explanation of why I am a mom, but I don't have any kids, and I'm a foster mom, blah, 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 blah. Not everybody needs to know all that. But for the most part, when somebody asks me if I have any kids, I say, I do have kids. Not any right now. I have foster kids, and I'm waiting for another foster placement right now, but I've had 4, and I love them so much, and they're like my kids. And that's the best I can do at explaining my role as a mom right now. I'm sure that'll become more natural and more refined as I go, and as I keep learning to think of myself as a mom. But that did surprise me, that I wouldn't feel like just a foster mom or just a caretaker or like just a babysitter to these kids, but that I would really feel like mom. Like I am not only attached to them like mom, but I have all the responsibilities of mom, and I need to think of myself as mom. It was just the best thing for me to begin thinking of myself that way. And the last thing that I didn't expect and I didn't know before I became a foster parent was that the situations these kids would be in and these families would be in would break my heart so much and turn my stomach and upset me and be really hard to process emotionally, that would all be so difficult. And at the exact same moment, I would say I cannot imagine not doing this. So there is this, if you could call it a dichotomy, or it's maybe it's more that it really fits together. That because of the situations I see these families in, and I see the brokenness of the system, and really I think that sometimes the brokenness of the system is way more frustrating than the situations the kids are in. But then in the same breath, I cannot imagine not doing this now that I see that. So if that brings any encouragement to you, if you're in the midst of something really hard, I get it as a foster parent. I think other foster parents get it too. And I hope for you that through processing that pain and having people around you that get it and praying about it, that you can get to a place, maybe it'll take some healing, but you can get to a place where you would say, it hurts so much. And at the same time, I cannot imagine not being a foster parent because I know how broken it is. So those are some of the things that no one really tells you, or maybe they try to tell you, but you might not listen to, about becoming a foster parent. And those are some of the things that I didn't realize before I became a single foster parent. So I hope that encouraged you and you learned something from this today. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. Did you have something that you didn't realize before you became a foster parent? Please let me know and we can have a great discussion in the comments. I hope you guys all have a great day and I will see you later. Bye.